Hi folks, you're with Tacitus today, your pushback channel. Thank you for joining this radio live stream. In this essay, I'd like to talk about the outrageous and ghastly situation in the United Kingdom and Great Britain, where all the leading contenders for the role of Prime Minister, every single fucking one of them, is an affirmative action, gender, race quota flunky. Now, did you ever think this would happen in the once great and mighty British Empire? I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that can scarcely believe their lying eyes. What we're looking at, the two prime candidates, certainly based on the news that I've seen, are someone of Indian extraction who makes no bones his first loyalties to India. And he's married into one of the wealthiest Indian families in the whole of India, and wealthy even by world standards, let alone Indian standards. So to my knowledge, he's achieved nothing in his own right. He's relied almost exclusively, if not exclusively, on his father-in-law's wealth connections to get him nice cozy gigs in merchant banking and shoehorn him into a safe conservative seat. Now I'm hoping that Mr. Sunak is maybe an expert administrator, and therefore, regardless of his loyalties, if he's excellent at his job, then any sane person would stop the mass migration and would evict the hundreds of thousands of illegals that are in Britain. They would also stop the Green New Deal immediately, and would work to repair the damage that's done to the budget by the absurd and quite pointless and unnecessary COVID lockdowns. So if somebody was competent, in their job, they would do that. They wouldn't necessarily need to be a nationalist. You only have to be competent, and to believe that the set of accounting books, if even Mr. Sunak wants to say it that way, the set of accounting books he's responsible for should be done expertly and with aplomb and so on. But I don't believe Mr. Sunak has. I mean, maybe he does, but he's never needed to show those skills because his rich family connections have got him, a dream run. So he's equivalent, in my view, to an affirmative action race gender quota, a person who's never had to really face an exam or face any sort of scrutiny or perform and deliver. And if they fail, suffer the consequences. I don't believe he's ever had to do that sort of thing. He's never had to worry about can he pay a bill, and he needs to work hard and do this and do that, otherwise he's not going to get by. He's never needed to be concerned about those sort of things. But those are the concerns that ordinary people have. So he's clearly not in touch with the ordinary people, and given his wealth, never will be. So, and again, when the Conservative Party in Britain was looking for brown faces and non-white faces, they were giving gender quotas out, race and gender quotas out, and Mr. Sunak was one of those. Now, if we look at the other leading candidate, I think it's Kemi Badenoch. If ever there was, in my view, if ever there was an example of an affirmative action race and gender quota person that was created out of nothing, who would be working on the checkout at a Walmart or store or something like that, then in my view it's her. Achieved nothing, produced nothing, created nothing. It's never had to sit down for an interview and show, well, I'm the best for the job. It's all been race and gender quotas, affirmative action, and given a very safe seat that should only go to the most gifted and experienced and capable people. It was given to her only because she's a black female. She walks around in dreadlocks. Now the party machine's given her some tough lines. I'm going to be tough on immigration. But look what Boris did. Boris was coming out, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do so and so. And that's why he got a landslide majority, because people thought he was going to do something. He's going to stop the illegal migration. He's going to stop the mass migration, stop the Green New Deal, stop all the nonsense. get out of Brexit, get out of the European Union, get away from that left wing tour de force, the European Court of Human Rights. That he'd fix all that, deliver it. And yet, look, the second he took political office, he just went back on pretty much all of that. And the half-assed bullshit delivery of Brexit, which still isn't done, is an example of his total and complete and utter failure to deliver on what he stood for, what people believed he stood for, and why he got the massive majority. Now, they've given similar lines, in my view, similar lines to Badenoch to make her look good. But here's this affirmative action black chick of no, again, achieved nothing, produced nothing, created nothing, just waved through on the affirmative action bandwagon, swans around in a fucking dreadlocks. I mean, this is insane. It's insane even saying it, that she's a leading candidate for the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. I mean, holy fuck. There's not one capable straight white guy, not one in the whole of England or in the Parliament that can put his hand up for the Prime Ministership. I mean, really? Is that how bad it is? Is that how insane it is? Now, the Conservative Party machine men, the backroom boys, who are all straight and white, by the way, they're completely controlled and up the arse of the globalists. So, this is no doubt their work. What they can do is they can diminish the role of Prime Minister. They can make it look like it's nothing anymore. Nothing. It's just a fucking toy, and it's just a puppet that they can pull the strings on whenever they feel like it, any time they want to, and get it to do whatever they want to. This is the control I have. This is the degradation that they're putting on the white West. I'm saying what they're doing with the fucking Biden presidency. That a senile guy who can barely put a sentence together is gets the most votes of all time in US presidential history. Yeah, right. So this is the control and power the globalists have, and the media that they control, and the institutions they control, to produce these sort of outcomes. And it's a way of humiliating white people. So some 42-year-old, dreadlocked black chick, affirmative action black chick is put in as Prime Minister. It's a way of humiliating the white West. It's a way of just showing, hey, we're in fucking charge, you fucking fascist Nazis, and that's what it is. Now, if we look outside the sort of the leaders, Sunak and Badenoch, then we're looking at people like, say, Liz Truss. In my view, is just way too stupid to do anything. And again, it would be a gender quota gig, not someone who's getting out there and has done the heavy policy lifting, and who really has a patriotic nationalistic position. Then we've got I think Mordaunt, or the lady from I think she comes from somewhere in Devon, County Devon, somewhere around Torquay, somewhere around that way. I mean, she's just a lefty cat lady in my view, and is right on board with the green stuff and so on. There's no fucking nationalist there, and someone who would appear to be, on the face of it, incapable of relationships in her own life. So I don't know how that's going to work out. But anyway, those are the sort of there's an outsider, a guy's an outsider, but he seems very much an internationalist. He doesn't seem, as best I can tell, a patriot at all. I don't think he's in with the show anyway. I think he's the only straight white guy. So there's now there are capable straight white guys in the Parliament. I mean, there's no question of that. But either the party machine goons downtown have told them they can't run, they're not allowed to run, or maybe they think that the looming financial disaster of it all is going to, none of them want to touch it until the dust has settled on that. But honestly, I mean, just think about this for a moment. You would have the Badenoch woman as preferred Prime Minister over, say, someone like Jacob Rees-Mogg. I mean, holy fuck, has the whole world gone insane? You've been with Tacitus today, your Pushback channel, and thank you for listening.